Wait, don't scroll. Something just shifted in the realm of heaven the moment you opened this. You didn't even realize it, but when your eyes landed here, an angel whispered, "Finally, they're here. God has been trying to reach you for a while now. You always feel it, don't you? That strange pull in your spirit, that gentle tap on your heart. This time it's different. Archangel Michael has been waiting exactly 45 minutes to tell you what's about to happen. But if you ignore this again, if you close it like before, something very important might vanish without warning. You think skipping this is harmless. But what if I told you that heaven just paused time for you just so this message could land right where you're sitting? A lot of people ignore these signs, but you were chosen to see this exact message, not by chance, not by coincidence, but by divine timing, because something is going to happen in your life that nobody told you about, and Michael says it's closer than you think. Let me ask you this, do you know how many nights God watched you cry and didn't say a word because he was waiting for this moment? You ask for signs, but when they come, you rush past them. Please don't hurt God by skipping this again. Don't break his heart today. He's been preparing something for you, something unexpected, something divine, but it all depends on what you choose to do in the next few minutes. Michael says, "Beloved, I've added a note jump to senior soul ache. I know you're tired, but you don't even realize how close you are to the change you begged heaven for. There's a reason this found you today. Maybe your heart has been feeling strange lately, like something's coming, and maybe you couldn't sleep last night because your spirit already knew. This is that moment, the thing you've been sensing. It's not your imagination, it's real, and it's happening faster than you think." Sparkles. If you feel chills while reading this, that's not the wind. That's heaven confirming this is for you. And if your spirit feels like crying, it's because your soul just remembered something it forgot. Sparkles. God is whispering something to you right now. Can you hear it? No, that's okay, because Michael is here to translate it. He says, "Your name was written in a golden book just 45 minutes ago. A decision was made about you and you weren't even aware. That's why this message couldn't wait. That's why God pushed it into your life, because what's about to happen will shift your future in a way you never expected. You may not know this, but someone from your past, yes, that one is thinking about you right now. They don't know why, but their spirit is restless. Heaven is tugging on their heart because something between you two was left unfinished." Michael says, "You weren't supposed to see each other again until this moment was ready, and now it is. I need you to pause for a second. Breathe. Look around you. Does something feel off? Like the air has changed just a little? That's not just a feeling. That's spiritual tension. Angels are surrounding you right now. One is even standing behind your left shoulder. Don't turn. Just know they are guarding you, because tonight a shift will begin." Love letter. Before you continue, take a moment to subscribe or follow, because Archangel Michael has more to say. And this isn't the only message. Missing the next one could mean missing a miracle love letter. You weren't supposed to skip this. That's why even your screen didn't lag this time. That's why you didn't get distracted, because heaven made sure your focus locked in. Don't betray that divine alignment. Something is about to knock on the door of your life spiritually, emotionally, even physically, and if you're not watching, you'll miss it. Michael says, "A courier from heaven is coming. You don't see them, but they've already left." I know this might sound intense, but have you ever wondered why you've been so restless lately? Why you feel a strange mixture of fear and excitement? Like something big is coming, but you can't explain it. That's spiritual awakening. And Michael says, you're no longer who you were. You're evolving fast. That's why people have been walking away. That's why emotions have been heavy. Because your new season is here. God is not angry at you, but he's been sad. Sad because you keep skipping the very messages meant to heal you. Sad because you say you want change, but run from the change burrs. Sad because he's trying to open a door, but your hands are still clinging to a lock that no longer works. This message is your divine key, and if you let go now, you will walk into a room filled with answers. Let me reveal this. Michael says something is going to happen in the next 7 days that will feel like a storm at first. Unexpected, fast, confusing, but it's not an attack. It's a reset, a divine intervention, a door closing so loudly it will shake your whole life, but it's because something more powerful is waiting behind another door, one you forgot even existed. You're not crazy for feeling like something is watching you. You're not losing it for hearing whispers at night or dreaming of the same person over and over again. Those aren't coincidences. That's your spiritual radar activating. Archangel Michael says their soul has called your name while you sleep, and if you've been waking up between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m., now you know why. Listen carefully. Someone is about to message you or call you, and they will say something that sounds ordinary, but behind their words, there's something hidden, a confession, a truth, a secret that changes everything. You must be ready, because if you shut down too quickly, you'll miss the real message. Heaven has been rearranging the timeline of your life to give you another shot. You weren't supposed to receive this opportunity again, but Michael begged God to open the door one more time for you, and God said yes, but only if you respond, only if you open your spirit and let this message reach your heart, not just your screen. There's someone in heaven who keeps mentioning your name over and over, a relative, a soul you loved deeply. They are watching, and they helped this message get to you. That's why it feels familiar. That's why your chest feels heavy right now. It's not sadness. It's a spiritual spiritual reunion. You are not forgotten. You are being prepared. And now, it's time. Thank you. Now breathe slowly, because what comes next is going to reach deeper into your soul than anything you've read this year. Let Archangel Michael guide this moment. He's standing beside you, not in fantasy, but in unseen truth. His wings are spread around your energy, and he's whispering to your spirit. They don't realize they're standing at the edge of a miracle. Yes, a miracle. And not just any miracle, but one that was delayed for years because you were never ready before now. But something shifted recently. A few days ago, maybe you felt a little different, more emotional, more sensitive, more aware. That's not random. That was your spiritual eyes opening. You weren't supposed to see this message until that part of you had awakened. Heaven has been rearranging the timeline of your life to give you another shot. You weren't supposed to receive this opportunity again, but Michael begged God to open the door one more time for you. And God said yes, but only if you respond. Only if you open your spirit and let this message reach your heart, not just your screen. There's someone in heaven who keeps mentioning your name over and over. A relative, a soul you loved deeply. They are watching and they help this message get to you. That's why it feels familiar. That's why your chest feels heavy right now. It's not sadness. It's a spiritual reunion. You are not forgotten. You are being prepared. And now it's time. Thank you. Now breathe slowly, because what comes next is going to reach deeper into your soul than anything you've read this year. Let Archangel.
You were not forgotten. You are being prepared. And now it's time. Thank you. Now breathe slowly, because what comes next is going to reach deeper into your soul than anything you've read this year. Let Archangel Michael guide this moment. He's standing beside you, not in fantasy, but in unseen truth. His wings are spread around your energy, and he's whispering to your spirit. They don't realize they're standing at the edge of a miracle. Yes, a miracle. And not just any miracle, but one that was delayed for years because you were never ready before now. But something shifted recently. A few days ago, maybe you felt a little different, more emotional, more sensitive, more aware. That's not random. That was your spiritual eyes opening. You weren't supposed to see this message until that part of you had awakened. Archangel Michael says, "Beloved, what if I told you that something you cried for last year is finally about to show up, but it's wearing a disguise?" That's why this moment matters. Because what's arriving in your life won't look like a blessing at first. In fact, you may be tempted to reject it. But Michael is begging you, don't dismiss it too fast. The person, the opportunity, the change, it's wearing heaven's signature. And you must discern it when it comes. Have you ever been so close to something good and then it all fell apart? That wasn't failure. That was spiritual protection. You weren't rejected. You were rerouted. Because if that thing had stayed, it would have destroyed your glow. And God never wanted to lose the real you. That's why so many people walked away. Why so many doors slammed in your face. Because heaven knew you were meant for something greater than you were settling for. Right now, the angels are silent but alert. Because your spirit is listening differently. Today, you're open. That's rare. That's powerful. When your spirit listens instead of your ego, that's when God speaks the loudest. And Michael is trying to tell you something very few people will ever hear. The storm you're in is not to break you. It's to awaken you, because something has been hidden from you for too long. There is someone who has been hiding their feelings from you. Not just for days, for years. They've watched from afar. They've swallowed their truth because fear had a tight grip on their throat. But the time is coming when heaven will push them to speak. Their words will tremble. Their eyes will water. But what they'll say will shake you. Be ready. Be still. Be discerning. Because everything they've been holding back is coming. Michael says, this person has dreamed of you more nights than you know. And every time they wake up, they want to tell you, but they always stop. That's why you keep feeling them out of nowhere. That's why songs suddenly feel like memories instead of music. That's why your chest gets tight and you don't know why. Because their spirit is searching for yours. And let's talk about money for a moment. Because God sees you worrying. You're acting brave, smiling to others, but he knows your hands are shaking behind closed doors. But Michael says this with thunder in his voice. Money will no longer rule over your peace. Heaven is preparing a shift in your financial life, but not through the path you expect. Something unusual, something hidden, something quiet is about to appear. A letter, a contract, a person, a phone call, and it will look small at first, but that moment will unlock more than you can even imagine. You'll look back at this very message and say, that was the confirmation. Don't give up. Not now. Not when your name was just mentioned in a divine meeting 45 minutes ago. Yes, really, your full name. And in that meeting, God smiled. He said, my child still believes in love. That means we haven't lost them. That one sentence just changed everything. Because heaven only accelerates miracles for people who still believe. Even if it's just a flicker left. And you, you still have that spark. Even if you doubt yourself sometimes, even if you feel tired, Michael sees your light, and he's ready to fight for it. Now, listen carefully. I'm going to say something that might sound strange, but your spirit will understand. You are not crazy for talking to the sky when no one is around. You are not crazy for feeling watched when you're alone. You are not crazy for feeling like time is bending around you lately. You are evolving. You are being called. And the reason your heart feels like it's being pulled in two directions is because heaven is separating what's fake from what's real. Yes, some people are about to leave your life abruptly, but don't beg them to stay. They were only part of your preparation, not your destination. Let them go with love. There's a person coming into your life soon who will love you with such honesty. You'll be scared at first. Scared because you're not used to piecing. But Michael says this person was created with your soul's shape in mind. That's why the connection will feel unreal, because it's not from this world. Do not rush. Do not chase. Just remain open. Be kind. Be present. Heaven is sending something that doesn't need to be hunted. It will come on its own. Now, if you're still reading, it means you are chosen. Yes, you. Not everyone was meant to find this message. Not everyone has the patience to finish a spiritual message this long. But you did. That means your heart is still soft. That means God can still use you for miracles. That means Archangel Michael has been waiting for you to reach this exact moment so he can whisper this truth into your soul. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are not too anything. You are right on time. And here's something else Michael wants you to know. Someone will try to contact you soon, pretending everything is normal, but their energy will feel off. Trust your intuition, because behind their smile is something they're not saying. Don't be afraid. Just observe. Heaven will give you the right words at the right time. And now, before you go, God is waiting for your response. Not a grand action, not a dramatic gesture, just one small moment of truth. If this message reached you, don't let it go to waste. Whisper back to God. Even a silent prayer is loud in heaven. Even a tear is a song to the angels. Just let him know, I received it. I'm ready. I believe, because this is the moment. The doors are opening. The angels are watching, and everything is about to change. Thank you for staying with this message. That alone proves something powerful. Your soul is listening. And Archangel Michael is still here, still waiting to complete what heaven started. The final part of this divine message is where the miracle seals itself, where prophecy becomes personal, where your life begins to move again and heaven just touched you. Archangel Michael turns now slowly. His wings stretch wide like golden fire, shielding your future from the spirits that once tried to bind it. And in his final gaze toward you, he says something that breaks the veil. This wasn't a warning. This was an invitation, and you answered. And that's what separates you from the rest. Others saw the signs and scrolled past. Others felt the pull and still doubted. But you heard the voice and leaned in. You listened. You trusted. You said yes. And now heaven is rewarding you in ways even your imagination hasn't caught up with yet. What's coming is unexplainable. You'll receive emails with words like approve. You'll find papers with your name that were once lost. You'll have people apologize out of nowhere. You'll sense the air changing in your home. Heavier in peace, lighter in confusion, because the atmosphere is responding to your alignment. And beloved, never again will you walk in fear. Never again will you chase people to understand you. Never again will you lower your frequency to match rooms you've outgrown. You are ascending. You are activating. You are now the living fulfillment of a heavenly promise. So tonight, when the world grows quiet, do this. Light a candle. Close your eyes. Place your hand over your heart and whisper to God, thank you for trusting me with what others rejected. I am ready. I receive this, and I will never ever skip my miracle again. Then listen, because you just might hear Michael's voice again. Not in thunder, but in stillness, and it will sound something like this. You finally arrived, and we've been waiting for you. Now the scroll is closed. The message is sealed. The angels are singing. And your new life, it's already begun. And now, beloved, as the stars above you begin to shimmer with new purpose and the realm between earth and heaven glows faintly with golden breath, Archangel Michael speaks one final time. Not with warning, not with urgency, but with a deep eternal calm. His voice now carries the sound of completion, of destiny fulfilled, of your name, written, spoken, protected in the language of angels. Because you didn't just hear this message, you became it. You are the living scroll now, the walking miracle, the whispered answer to prayers that were spoken by someone long gone but never forgotten. They always knew you would see this day. That's why they trusted the angels. That's why they trusted Michael. That's why they trusted you. Because they saw something in your spirit that others never took the time to understand. And heaven never missed it. You may still feel unworthy sometimes. Still feel too broken, too confused, too far far behind. But let Michael tell you now once and for all. There is nothing wrong with you. You were just waiting on your right time. And this was your right time. The final inheritance isn't a thing. It's a truth. A remembering, a divine awakening that says you are loved. You are safe. You are home. Now that aching you've been carrying for years, it starts to dissolve. That shame you buried so deep, it starts to fall away. That weight you were never meant to carry, it's being lifted even now because you opened the message and that single act rewrote the script. Heaven is already rearranging things for you behind the scenes. People are waking up with your name on their heart, feeling the sudden need to reach out. Documents are being placed in envelopes with divine timing. Keys are being moved closer to your hands. You'll begin to feel protected in places that once drained you. You'll feel drawn to things that align with your highest self because your inheritance was never just about receiving. It was about becoming. Becoming the person your ancestors prayed you would be. Becoming the version of yourself who doesn't shrink. Becoming the reason future generations